What is up, Raidernation? It's your boy Samori, back at it again with another video. Now, there is a lot to unpack in today's video. I'm gonna briefly talk about the game that went on Saturday, the last game of the season, where it was definitely a stressful game to watch, but the season is officially over. Not only that, I'm gonna be talking about the leading rusher in the NFL, and Mark Davis seems to be frustrated with all the opposing fans coming to Allegiant Stadium. I mean, come on, Oos, what else did you expect, especially with a losing record? And last but not least, Tom Brady finally coming here to Las Vegas to reunite with his guy, Josh McDees. All of that in today's video. But before we get started, a quick word from our sponsor. I know that you guys been through a lot this week, but I'm here to let you guys know about something that'll cheer your weekend up. Woodson Bourbon Whiskey. Shout out to my guy, Charles Woodson, and Woodson Bourbon Whiskey. If you guys are trying to look for something to sip the pain away, drink responsibly, then head over to WoodsonWhiskey.com to find a bottle near you or have it shipped directly to your door. Because I know for a fact, win, lose, or draw, Woodson Bourbon Whiskey gonna be there for you.
And you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.
So real quick, let's talk about the game that went on last Saturday. I know today is Monday. I had a couple of days to kind of relax, kind of think about the whole thing. I actually went to the last game at Allegiant Stadium, got to party it up just a bit with the Raidernation at the tailgates and J-Lock. Shout out to all the Raider fans that came through, because we know for a fact there was a lot of Chiefs fans at the stadium. I would say it was about like 75 to 80% Chiefs fans in the stadium. Okay, I'm giving them a little bit too much credit, but still, there was a lot of Chiefs fans out there, but we still had a couple of the nation show up and at least go down with this team at the end of the season. Now, I met a lot of people. I got to interview a lot of people. I got to meet a lot of people, a lot of fans, a lot of supporters, man, and I appreciate each and every single one of you guys, even though the game really didn't look good. But with that said, let's get right into the game. The Raiders really didn't have nothing much going on in this game. It's not like we were going to go into the playoffs, because our hopes basically got crushed last week against the San Francisco 49ers. But you know what? That's besides the point. This was the last game of the season. Really nothing much to bank on other than seeing what Jarrett Stidham had to do. And I know I told you guys in the last video, as much as, I had fun with the Stiddy show and it was great, now teams had film on Jarrett Stidham and on this offense under Jarrett Stidham. So I was wondering how he was going to do in this game off of a great game against the San Francisco 49ers. What was he going to do? And overall, if you look at the whole game, he really didn't show up, man. Only had 219 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. But I feel like all of that could have been a little bit different early on in the game, because even though our defense was lacking, our defense looked horrible out there against the Chiefs. I mean, this was the worst showing from our defense that I've seen this season. But even them letting up a touchdown early on in this game, Jarrett Stidham and his offense had a chance to drive down the field. And Stidham did have a couple of good plays here and there, a couple good throws here and there. And Jarrett Stidham would find Davante Adams one-on-one in the end zone, throws the ball up there where Davante Adams can catch, and he drops the ball. And I feel like if Adams was able to catch that ball, I feel like the momentum would have shifted just a little bit. And, Jarrett Stidham would have had a little bit of confidence throughout the rest of this game. Obviously, he didn't catch that ball. And throughout this whole game, it was really tough to watch. Like I said, this defense looked horrible against a high-powered offense like the Kansas City Chiefs. And I know it didn't help not having Chandler Jones out there and Denzel Perryman, but at the end of the day, they got to do much better. I understand we lack the talent, and hopefully in the offseason we can help the defense a little bit more by bringing in some talent. I got to give credit to the Chiefs. We already know that they were a better team coming into this game, and the Chiefs were going to be the Chiefs. And the moment we seen them play Ring Around the Rosie out there, I already knew this game was over. And I was out there just kicking it, chilling, and I was just waiting to party it up after the game at the Winfield Club. We had no kind of energy in the stadium, especially because there was so many fans out there. But not only that, the Raiders really didn't give us anything to cheer for other than 1 touchdown to Hunter Renfrow. The offense still looked bad. The offensive line still looked bad. The defense still looked bad. Everything looked bad out there. And we just know that this next offseason is going to be really important moving forward, because I don't know if the Raiders can stand another losing season like they did this year. But, with no Derek Carr, we'll see how this team looks. I know that there's going to be a lot of people in the comment section saying, yo, see, Derek Carr wasn't the problem. But you guys got to understand, Derek Carr was not the solution either. The Raiders needed to go into a new direction. And, this is just me saying that. And it's no disrespect to Derek Carr. I still love the dude. And I got to keep saying that because I feel like a lot of people, when they watch my videos, they think that I hate the dude. But I don't. There's a lot of fans out there that don't really hate Derek Carr. They just hate the Carr stance, to be honest with you guys. But at the end of the day, Derek Carr aside, the Raiders definitely need to build around the quarterback, the offensive line, the defense, and the play calling has got to be better. Now, with that said, the Raiders 2022 season has officially come and gone, and the Raiders just lost to the Chiefs 31-13, with the Raiders finishing at 6-11. Definitely not what we expected at the beginning of the season, especially with all the hype that we had, all the hype that we talked about coming into this season after acquiring one of, if not the best wide receiver in the NFL, Davante Adams. I don't know what it is about the Raiders each and every single season, especially since we moved to Las Vegas. There's always something crazy going on. From last year with our coach being fired, Henry Ruggs going to jail, Damon Arnett being cut, Rich Bisaccia being our new head coach moving forward and whatnot, still making the playoffs. This season, outside of not living up to expectations and having a losing season, the Raiders actually did something I thought I'd never see. At least for now, and that is moving on from quarterback Derek Carr. After 9 long years full of ups and downs, Derek Carr will not be donning the silver and black. And even though I don't really fuck with David Carr and all his little, shots at the Raiders organization on Instagram, that dude's definitely a clown. I still got a lot of respect for Derek Carr. I started my YouTube career the same season Derek Carr was drafted to the team. So that just goes to show you how long I've been doing this and how long I've seen Derek Carr grow from year 1 to year 9. But with that being said, though, after yesterday's games, the Raiders officially have the 7th overall pick in the NFL draft, and there's a lot of different options the Raiders can go in. I was hoping that we could get the 6th overall pick, but it's all good. There's many fans with different opinions what the Raiders should do at number 7. Should we go get the next quarterback for the silver and black? Should we build on the offensive line, or should we go get the best defensive player available and just help build this defense all around? I want to ask you guys, Raider Nation, what would you guys do at number 7? Let me know down in the comments below. Now let's get back to Josh Jacobs, man. I got to give a huge shout out to Josh Jacobs for going out there, proving all the doubters wrong, even proving our coach and even some of the fan base wrong. He came out this season and he balled out. A lot of people thought that the writing was on the wall for Josh Jacobs. The Raiders were going to move on from him. We were going to have a running back by committee, but no. He said, hold my beer. He went out there and he showed out, having his best season yet. Not only that, as of yesterday, Josh Jacobs was officially crowned the NFL rushing champion with 1,653 yards on the season. On top of that, he had 12 touchdowns to his name, having a great season. With all the craziness going on around him, he still went out there and he still did his thing and tried to carry this team as much as he can. And not only this season did he become the most important offensive player that we had, but also last offseason. A lot of people like to talk about Derek Carr carrying the Raiders into the playoffs, but nah, they seem to forget about Josh Jacobs and what he did for this team going into the playoffs last season. But this year, he really proved that he was that guy for us moving forward. And there were reports today that the Raiders are actually in discussion on a potential contract extension for Josh Jacobs. But at the end of the day, according to Josh Jacobs, he said this: it has to make sense for me, but this is where I want to be. Hopefully I'm back. He basically saying that he wants to be a Raider, but last year's price ain't today's price. So hopefully with all the money that we're going to be saving from the Derek Carr contract, we can bring him back to the silver and black. And hopefully Josh McDaniels and this new regime can still continue to build that offensive line so it can be as solid as possible once Josh Jacobs comes back, and hopefully he could take another rushing title next season. But what do you guys want to do, Raider Nation? Should the Raiders bring back Josh Jacobs and pay him whatever he's worth, or should we move forward with Zamir White? For me, I feel like it's a no-brainer. We should definitely bring Josh Jacobs back. We got to keep the core players together. Davante Adams, Josh Jacobs, maybe even bring back Darren Waller. I don't know about Hunter Renfrow, but Max Crosby on the defensive side of the ball. Those are our main pillars on this team, and we got to build around that. Again, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Now let's talk about the owner of our Las Vegas Raiders, Marky Mark. There was a lot of reports going around, per Jason Cole, that Mark Davis was frustrated, or is frustrated, with all the opposing fans taking over Allegiant Stadium, saying, Allegiant Stadium continues to be more of a friendly home for visiting fans than the great home field it was for years in Oakland. Also adding that he was pissed last year when the Chiefs and the Bears brought so many fans to town. Now it's happening every single week. Well, duh, what else did you expect? You know, we're moving to the entertainment capital of the world, a vacation destination. And every time a fan brings up, you know, that wouldn't happen in Oakland, of course it wouldn't happen in Oakland. Because in Oakland, there really ain't nothing else to do but go to a Raider game. On top of all that, the Raider games over there in Oakland were dead cheap. So anybody and everybody could go over there. Nobody's flying over to Oakland to go have a vacation and whatnot. There's a lot of fans from other teams. Shit, if the Niners were here in Vegas, I would bring my ass over here to Vegas to watch my Raiders play, because Vegas is the place to be, my guy. But what he fails to realize is that nobody, now especially those fans that are in the Bay Area, because they know how they had it before, they're not going to be paying top dollar to come over here to Las Vegas to see a losing team. Of course, there's still going to be fans that come over here from the Bay Area. I'm not saying that none of them come here, but most of them are not going to come over here to watch this team, especially if they're losing. You look at the other major teams that we have here in Las Vegas. You got the Golden Knights, the Aces. Those are two winning franchises here in Las Vegas, and the Vegas fans over here, they support their team. And if the Raiders aren't winning in Vegas, the fans aren't going to show up. You're going to see a lot of opposing fans from other teams coming because, one, they're probably winning. You've seen the San Francisco 49ers. They're a winning team. Their fans are going to want to travel. I mean, they only travel when they win anyways, but they want to travel to Vegas to have a vacation and see their team beat the Raiders. The same thing with the Kansas City Chiefs. They're a winning team, and if they can have a chance to come to Vegas and party it up and see their team win, they're going to come travel as well. As long as the Raiders can turn this around and start winning, you'll definitely see a lot of black and silver in the stadium. You can't blame the fans. You can't blame anybody else but yourself. It all starts up top. You've seen the stadium last year in the very last game of the season against the LA Chargers. It was a blackout. I mean, I know there's not a lot of Charger fans, but it was definitely a blackout because we had something on the line. So I don't understand what else he expected, especially this season. We had a losing record for most of this season, so why would anybody want to come out here and watch this team? On top of that, as much as I agree with the Raiders sitting down Derek Carr, you can't expect a lot of fans to come out here when Derek Carr is not going to be playing at quarterback. It's just simple as that. Plus, it doesn't help when you're throwing out diehard fans that have opinion of their own, having signs out there, you know, like Bench McDaniels. I seen a video, a lot of people have been sending it to me on Instagram and whatnot, of a fan holding up a sign saying Bench McDaniels, and the security basically taking this dude out. For what? For having an opinion of his own. It's not like this guy is out there saying, yo, fuck the Raiders, fuck, but no, he's not. He's just another fan coming to support his team, paid his hard-earned money to come into the stadium just to put a sign out there because he doesn't agree with what's going on. I feel like that's not a good look, especially as an owner. I mean, every fan should still have an opinion of their own, of the team, as long as they're not going out there and just being rude or crazy like that. For example, I'm a fan that is okay with moving on from Derek Carr, but if there's people out there saying, yo, we should keep Derek Carr, blah, 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 or having signs like, keep Derek Carr, I'm not gonna be mad about that. That's their own opinions at the end of the day. So with that said, as an owner, as an organization, you guys need to do better. But what do you guys think, Raidernation? I know I'm going on and on rambling about this situation, but I just find it surprising that, you know, Mark Davis is frustrated about this and not understanding the whole situation. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is a potential future quarterback for the Silver and Black. There has been a lot of speculations of the Raiders being interested in quarterback Tom Brady, especially after the Derek Carr news. And I was at the game and I was able to ask a couple of fans out there because, you know, Tom Brady and Jimmy G has been the two names linked to the Raiders, especially after all the news that went on these past couple of weeks. So I got to ask some of the nation who they rather have, Tom Brady or Jimmy G. I know many fans would say neither, but if they had to choose, of course, everybody's going to go with the GOAT. I mean, the dude does owe us a Super Bowl ring at the end of the day. Tom Brady or Jimmy Garoppolo?
Neither. Tom Brady. Jimmy's a fucking clown.
Tom Brady, man. He owes us a Super Bowl.
Oh, God. Well, if it's only those two, I would say Tom Brady for a year.
Oh, Brady, brother, go.
Woo! I would like to just draft a rookie. I don't know why Brady's so horny for us, but I think he's coming, man.
Whoever's playing at quarterback as a Raider, I'm going to be rooting for.
We don't really need to rent a quarterback, and I feel like those guys, as much as they've been great, they're kind of towards the end of their career, I feel like.
Tom Brady for sure.
It's kind of hard, you know, if you're actually a Raider fan, you're supposed to not like Brady. But if he's going to come here and win us a Super Bowl, I'd rather have Brady over Jimmy G any day.
Neither.
Tom Brady or Jimmy G?
I take Brady over Jimmy G. Carr's better than Jimmy G. If you're gonna go out and get somebody, just get the GOAT.
But today, some breaking news came out. According to Albert Breer, he stated that the Raiders are looking into and will pursue quarterback Tom Brady once he becomes available. Brady is rumored to be frustrated with the Bucs' play calling, including a report that he went off script and called his own plays versus the Falcons last week. Brady wants to find a new team with a familiar system and high-end run game, which we have over here in Las Vegas. It's also rumored that Brady is looking for 2+ years. Breer added that the Raiders will be addressing their offensive line and defense regardless who they have at quarterback, but the two factors should help appeal to Brady. Well, it doesn't come as a surprise to me because 1, Brady is familiar with the Josh McDaniels system that we have here in Las Vegas, and 2, if we do re-sign or extend Josh Jacobs, then we have a high-end running game that I feel like can be just as good as this season, especially if we address the offensive line. So with that said, it's definitely a possibility, but the fact of the matter is, Tom Brady or not, as long as the Raiders do address that offensive line and the defense, with all the money that we save and even the draft capital that we could possibly get for Derek Carr moving forward, then whoever we have at quarterback should be good, whether we go in the direction of having a rookie quarterback or bringing in Tom Brady. I honestly don't mind bringing in Tom Brady or whoever else. As long as we're winning games, that's all that matters. So with all things considered, I do believe that Tom Brady will be the quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders in 2023. But what are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments below. All right, Raider Nation, that is all I have for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, if this is the very first time you come across my channel and you love the Las Vegas Raiders, then hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon button just to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this. Until the next video, this is your boy Simone Raider, and your boy is
Started off in Oakland, now we here. Thought that we was done, we just hit another gear. Look, started off in Oakland, now we here. Hey, pull up with the nation in the silver black gear. Look, 4 games straight, we in the playoff. Shout out to the Chargers fans, y'all enjoy the layoff.